Jamaica is innovating for a sustainable future. The Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport is picking up steam, advancing national development with infrastructure, technology and education at the heart of its mission. The foundation begins with our youth.
Over 1,900 students participated in the Young Inventors and Innovators competition. Over 1,400 students were engaged in science in the park, and 101 STEM ambassadors are now mentoring young Jamaicans.
Jamaica now leads the region in science policy, becoming the first Caribbean small island developing state to complete UNESCO's Go Spin policy mapping. Here are the plans to drive innovation this financial year.
Upgrading laboratory facilities, expanding research and development with new studies in biotechnology, renewable energy and sustainable agriculture, which will support national priorities. Scaling STEM education and outreach.
Jamaica jumped 8 places on the Bloomberg NEF Climate Scope Index, now ranked 39th out of 105 countries for progress in energy transition. The path to 50% renewable energy by 2030 is underway.
As of May 2025, we have achieved 12.5%, with an additional 100 megawatts set to come on stream in 25-26, representing 4.5%, therefore bringing the total to 17%. Subsequently, in addition, an additional 220 megawatts will go to the market in 2025 to come on stream in 27-28, which will represent an added 10%, therefore bringing the total to 27%. The JPS is expected to add 130 megawatts in 27-28 financial year, and this 6% will bring the total to 33% by 2028. The generation procurement entity will go back to the market for 300 megawatts, and that will take on stream the additional 23% to round off to 50%.
But there's more. A reformed electricity sector is on the table, a new JPS license and a review of the Electricity Act.
We cannot and will not continue with our electricity system which has such high costs, and we cannot continue with a system where 30% of the power is stolen.
The House Wiring and Inspection Program, launched May 1, 2025, to improve household safety and expand electricity access, will support 20,000 new prepaid customers, giving access and credit support for the most vulnerable.
The new prepaid electricity customers will be eligible for the credit facility during the 6 months immediately following the effective date of the policy. This means that a customer who becomes eligible in September 25, the final month of the 5th month window, will still receive the full 6-month credit benefit extended through to April 2026.
Petrojam is pivoting toward green energy. New investments will support ultra-low sulfur diesel, biofuels, and asphalt production.
Petrojam is progressing with its project to install facilities that will convert heavy fuel oil into asphalt, increasing monthly output from 4,000 barrels to 19,000 barrels.
The company will refine 8.2 million barrels of oil for local and export markets, supporting national development. In exploration, the United Oil and Gas BSA was extended to January 2028.
The extension allows United Gas and Oil to continue de-risking the offshore prospects and continue their search for an exploration partner with the aim of drilling exploration wells with the drill or drop decision now due by January 2028.
Digital inclusion remains a top priority. eLearning Jamaica distributed over 11,000 devices to special needs students, along with 800 interactive panels to schools, and introduced coding and robotic kits in 10 institutions. For this financial year,
eLearning will continue its work. Distribution of over 4,000 additional technological devices across all levels of public education sector, including special needs schools. Expansion of STEAM capacity building programs, including robotics, artificial intelligence, data protection, and coding workshops.
All major townships across Jamaica have been outfitted with public Wi-Fi through the Universal Service Fund's Connect Jamaica Public Wi-Fi program.
We are not stopping there as we continue to allocate $1 billion each year to invest in the government's national broadband infrastructure.
The Spectrum Monitoring Authority is responsible for ensuring that all operators in Jamaica's radio spectrum network comply with the regulations and the guidelines set out.
In 25-26, they'll continue the modernization of the radio monitoring and direction find system to improve efficiency, integration of AI and data mining for enhanced spectrum monitoring, establish strategic spectrum monitoring stations in key areas including airports and airdromes, strengthen evidence-based policy framework to support Jamaica's transition to an advanced wireless infrastructure.
To tackle infrastructure theft in the telecommunications sector, the government tabled the Law Reform Amendment of Penalties Act on May 20, increasing fines for tampering with telecommunications systems. And a new era in mobile services is on the horizon. A third domestic mobile telecommunications provider, Rock Mobile, is expected to enter the market.
That also will do big things in terms of improving service in unserved areas and, of course, giving options to consumers in the near future.
Schoolers only. Come September, students in rural areas will be riding in safety and style. Phase 1 of the Rural School Bus Program will see 60 buses rolling out in September, with 40 more coming by January 2026.
And we'll see dedicated school buses being provided to approximately 258 of the 850 rural schools, which is just about 30% of the rural population.
With geofencing, driver monitoring, parental tracking apps, and attendance systems, parents can be assured that students will be safe during their commute.
The current fare for each student in rural Jamaica, depending on the distance, is between $150 and $300 Jamaican dollars per student per trip. In this new dispensation, the fare for a round trip per student will be between $60 Jamaican dollars and $100 per day.
Cleaner, cheaper fuel is here. In just 7 months, the government saved more than $180 million on fuel costs with the rollout of compressed natural gas CNG buses in the JUTC's fleet. We're also soaring to new heights. Between 2025 and 2029, $372 million is set aside for aviation upgrades, with $53 million earmarked for this year from the Airports Authority of Jamaica.
AAJ is investing in critical shoreline protection for Norman Manley with $658 million seawall. The AAJ is actively pursuing several strategic airport projects. Line Edensham Airdrome at a cost of $2.9 million, Holland Bamboo Airstrip, reactivation for tourism and regional connectivity, Ken Jones Airdrome assessing expansion potential.
From powering classrooms to fueling buses, from modernizing our skies to protecting our wires, the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport is doing the work to innovate for a sustainable future.